Allison Moore, comedian Allison Moore. I go by the tagline, I'm Virginia's comedian. And people say all the time, they're like, well, how did you get to be Virginia's comedian? So, well, I said it first. People gonna get mad at me because I said I'm Virginia's comedian. You ain't want to tell nobody you was from Virginia. Now I said it, people gonna be jealous. You see how they do when you know who you are? Lady, man, yes I am. Darlene, you didn't tell nobody, you know, you said you was born in New York. You've been here since the first grade, 46 years, but you didn't want nobody to know you was from Virginia. So now I said it, they got a problem. I don't like that. But I'm on the other side. I'm from Hampton 757, and so the streets in 757 have also validated me as Virginia's comedian out here. Yours truly is in the Virginia natural gas commercial. I know, girl. I am the face of the energy efficiency campaign out here. But I don't want anybody in Richmond. I don't want you all to feel away. I'm on your TV too. Yes, yours truly is on the Carter Myers auto commercial. Hold on, let me get my line. You ready for my line? That was it. That was me. You see it? You see that auto? So go buy a car and tell them I said, please, go buy a car and tell them. Just go walk through the parking lot and tell them I sent you, so they'll know. They'll know. But I have to differentiate who I am and be very clear that I'm Virginia's comedian because Allison Moore is already a famous entertainer. It's a porn star. It's a white woman, y'all, it ain't me. No shade to my sister, but it ain't me, okay? All my life I had to fight. I'm like, dang, the name already taken. So I say I'm Virginia's comedian, but I also am Allison Moore, your conference's coffee, and that's what I like to do. I am a morning speaker. Oftentimes people, they started booking me in the morning, like, can you come and open up this event? And I'm like, why? It's early. Well, because you're funny, you can just wake everybody up, get them laughing first thing in the morning, like, oh, okay, y'all want me to be the coffee, I get it. So that's what the comedian Allison Moore, your conference's coffee. So I started a coffee business because, I didn't feel like keep lying and telling people I was gonna write a book. Been doing that for 8 years, you ain't got it yet. So, okay, I'm gonna start a coffee business. Well, that was dumb. I should have just wrote a book. Turns out you gotta know something about coffee to start a coffee business. Who knew? Oh, like I had this fight. I didn't think that through. I just thought it was witty. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this coffee business, and I'm going to say I'm comedian, the coffee person. And they're like, oh, you're so witty. I just love it. I'm like, okay, all right, Steph. You must like your coffee black. And so I started the coffee, Black Please Coffee. That's my coffee business over there. Now listen, you got to put coffee behind it. Don't Google Black Please, because that's a porn site too. Porn is everywhere. I think the Lord trying to call me to the porn ministry. No. I don't want to do that. I do the jokes. I do the voiceover. I will. I sure will. I do the jokes. That is what I do. But so I started this coffee business, and I am really glad to be here. Shout out to the Metropolitan Business League. Can we just go ahead and give them a round of applause for bringing us out, all wrestling us down for the cards. I'm like, I don't know if this is a HIPAA violation or not, but you can have my card, lady. On my back saying, I'm not gonna say that I went and got my shot yesterday just so I can be here. That ain't y'all business. You judge your mama. Okay, I had to work. I was on the fence. I got off the fence real soon when they called me. I ain't lying. I'm just kidding. Some of y'all upset, like, oh my God, it's all right. You gotta have 2 weeks. It's okay. But I did kind of get the first shot 6 months ago. But listen, I got the second one yesterday. We're here now. I'm halfway in, halfway out. And so I'm really glad about what they're trying to do in this conference, this event, Ignite Your True Purpose and Success. I'm like, oh, that's me. That's me. Let's get into it. Because igniting is what we need in this time. Y'all, have any of y'all been through the last year and a half? Or was it just me? Oh, okay. Okay. Woo! Y'all, we made it. We still in it. We in pandemic B. But we made it. I don't want to do this no more with my mama. I'm just like, when is it over? I wake up every morning. It's still going on. We're still here. But shout out to everybody. And I just feel like that this is such a fitting time for us women who mean business to come out and be reminded that we are very strong. We are incredibly important. We got something, and our time is now. It's not over. I know the pandemic slowed some of us down, I was supposed to be famous myself, right? Before the pandemic, I had just opened for Martin Lawrence, y'all. I was on my way. I know I was on my way. It was about to be dead. Virginia's comedian for real, more than just 7 in the 804, but you know, God's plan. I'm home. I was like, I got my coffee, right? So right before the pandemic, though, I was a part of the women's luncheon that the Metropolitan Business League put on. And at that time, I had not had the coffee. It was just an idea. That was when I was just like, I'm going to do a business, and then I ain't had the money. And so I was kind of caught before the horse, kind of bean before the coffee. And so I was sharing that idea and that vision, and I'm really glad about being here now and it coming to fruition that it really got coffee this time. It ain't a lie, y'all, we made it, right? But I even want to share that. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. No worries, because things slowed down, so the tour dates kind of stopped. But as soon as they pick up, I'm going to call y'all, okay? But that's what I want to share today. So when I think about Ignite, right, and I'm like, what does Ignite mean? So we have this conference, we want to ignite our true purpose and passion, success. And I said, well, let's define Ignite. And so I looked it up. Ignite is to set aflaze. Set aflaze. I'm just make up a word in front of y'all too. I didn't have to tell on myself. Y'all wouldn't have known, would you? Oh, you would have known. You look smart. You sat back in that chair. That's what stressed me out. I felt your body like maybe aflaze is not the word that I want. She was like, she was funny till she said aflaze. My mama was funny till she said aflaze. I ain't saying about her. But to set a fire, right? Ignite, when you set a fire. And so when I think about even 2 years ago or 3 years ago when I participated with you ladies that I laughed with before, I had just gone through. Prior to the pandemic, my family had a tragedy. We had a house fire. My children were home alone cooking French fries, burned the whole house down, y'all. Oh my Lord. It's not a joke, it's true, it's true. Burned the whole house down. And praise God, they were okay. They got out. They were okay. But we lost everything. The house, we lost them. And so I asked my kids, why y'all ain't get the car? You just stop at the house. Why you ain't just push it out to the yard? You know what I'm saying? Golly, now I pull up into a brand new house with a putt-putt. This is not a house playing for my life. And so we had this house fire, and that was a really hard time. We were displaced for a year, and it was, you know, we were in and out of hotels. I said to people all the time, I don't want to see another white sheet. Now I got 2 reasons. And then in 2020, they kind of brought it back. I thought it was going backwards. Then we were like, what is happening? My mama said race is okay anyway. So we're here, and so, you know, I'm just going to be honest with you, transparent. You know, when I saw the word Ignite, set a fire, I was like, oh, they trying to pump me. They trying to pump me. Mama make do, but it's a trigger word. I want to call the contest and say, you couldn't use electrocute. Can I say electrocute your truth? Electrocute your true purpose. Okay, I can do this. I'm smart. I'm kind. I said, well, when we're talking about igniting our true purpose, our true passion, our true success, how, right? So here are 3 things that I think are very important when you want to set a fire. I don't want to set another fire. When you want to get inspired, amen? When you want to get inspired and excited about the future. 3 things. The first thing that I think about igniting your true purpose and success. The first thing is, hey, you got to put some respect on your own name, y'all. Come on now. You got to encourage yourself and put some respect on your own name, because if you really sit back and think about who you are and what you have been through to get where you are, that is enough inspiration right there. Listen here. Y'all ain't got to laugh. I laugh at my dad on stuff with the kids from my house. No, I don't laugh. I'm still crying. But you get what I'm saying. Some of us have really gone through, even before pandemic being a half, we really were going through, and you built the muscle, right? You got a story, you got a testimony. If you stop and think, man, I can do what's in front of me because look at where I've been from. That is igniting. That is inspirational. That is encouraging. That is exciting. And so I like to write down when I'm in front of something that's hard, when I'm thinking about where am I trying to go, when I'm instead of gonna start a coffee business and put it on social media, and all my fans are like, yeah, girl, I'm like, oh, hold on. I want to take it back, it was too late. I said, well, you've been through something before. You've already been embarrassed before. You've already had setbacks before. This is nothing. We're just going to figure out where you got coffee from, and we're going to sell it. And so that's what you do, right? You think about, where have I been before I got here today? Man, that's encouraging. You should feel it in your belly. But some of us, we don't want to think about what happened before. Okay, I know I get it. I stand here before you. lost about 235 pounds. A diet plan called divorce. Good to me, I'm free. Okay, let me focus. This is not that women's conference. Some of y'all are winking through those masks. I see you. I know, sister, we are here. 17 years I was married. I know some of you all are like, well, wow, how old is she? I just had a birthday, 74, black don't crack. But it was hard, right? So I'm at the top of a pandemic. I was supposed to be famous, just recovered from the house fire, and Lord knows now I'm a single mom with all these kids. Well, I got a bunch of kids, y'all. Ain't got nobody tell me this was not a good succession plan for my life. But I remembered you've already been through this, and this, and this. This is not going to stop you. In fact, this is going to add to the story, add to the journey, make things even better for you, right? So that's where I was ignited. That's where I was excited, because I remember, first of all your life you had to fight, and you made it, right? Second of all, girl, we're going to get through this too, and it's going to be even better on the other end. All right, so here's the second thing when I think about igniting and what it takes. How do you get ignited? How do you ignite your true calling? I'm going to make up every word but the word on the screen. You can read it. Ignite your true passion. Tell me, baby. Ignite your true purpose. Dang, I got you. And success. The second part of that. Who are you around? The company that you keep is crucial to where you're going. Can we just get into that a little bit? Can I just talk right there? Especially if you ain't bring some of the people with you. We won't talk about them today. Listen here. If you're on the phone, spending your time talking, working with people, and when you're done with them, you're not more inspired. You don't see things differently. You don't have a new perspective. You don't want to try something. You're not challenged. You aren't sharpened. You need to cut them out. We talk about getting new friends and new relationships and new circles. Let's cut out the old ones. And so there's some wiggle room. Some of us have had mentors that we've been outgrew them. Some of us are outgrew the mentor before we got with them. I know I'm talking to somebody. That's an important part of where you're going. That's an important part of finding our own purpose and getting to that next level of success. It's the company that we keep. This is a wonderful opportunity for us to build with people who are like-minded, right? We already know because everybody that's sitting in this event has invested into this moment. They have made an investment and have said, I want to find my true purpose. I want to go further and be successful. So this is a time where we shouldn't just look at people through these ugly masks. We should slide a business card, right? You see, I talk to them, especially, now that we got these masks, we don't have to worry about like some breath stuff and just weird stuff. Some of us are a little self-conscious about our teeth. I get it because I had braces. I just finished paying them off. That's the only reason I'm talking about it. Get into it. And so even with some of the things that before may have held us back and kept us from networking, this is a time more than ever we realize being in this pandemic how important it is to be around people. If we don't have those right mentors, sponsors, network, we are cutting ourselves off. And so I really want to make sure that we're encouraged in that too. That's the second part when I think about how are we getting ignited in our true purpose and success. It's a company that you keep. And so here's the third thing. The third thing, when we say, all right, I'm ready. I'm thinking about this being ignited. I'm thinking about going to the next level. I really want to live my purpose. This pandemic really opened my eyes. I realized I'm not necessarily happy with everything the way my life is looking right now. I encourage my followers and some of my mentees to define success. We want to ignite something, let's define it. What does success look like? We say we want better. What is better? Put something on it. Let's make it clear. Where do you want to be by this time next year is what my group says. We say, where do we want to be by this time next year? Whether that's in your relationship, I told y'all what I wanted. I wanted freedom. Wait, first of all, is any of my in-laws in here? Because if not, it wasn't y'all. It was me. My in-laws babysit, so I don't want no drama. Amen. But where do you want to be this time next year financially, right? What does that look like for you? What do you want your bank account to look like? What do you want your business to look like? What do you want your social media to look like? What do you want how do you respond under pressure in conflict? If you're uncomfortable, me talking about you networking with someone and meeting someone new made you have an anxiety attack low-key, then how do you want to respond by this time next year? And then it's very easy. You make 52 small steps to get there. What does that mean, Allison? You just invest a few minutes once a week and where you're trying to be this time next year. That in itself, the simplicity should be exciting. The realization that a year is a long time, and also a year is no time, right? But the pandemic showed us it's a lot and it's a little at the same time, but we can do a whole lot in a year. That's igniting. That is a place that can get us, I'm inspired, I'm stirred up, and I got an action plan. So for myself, I said, okay, I don't want to be broke no more. Not another day, I can't do it. I tried it for a long time. It don't work for me, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to no more. So I got tired of just saying I don't want to be broke. What is I don't want to be broke, Allison? So I said, this is how much money that I want to have in my checking account, in my bank account, in my savings. This is what I want to be investing by next year. And so on Mondays, because I'm corny, I just say Monday, that's Monday, you know, that's what I got to do for me, but you pick your own day, okay? And so I started investing 45 minutes and some Mondays was some bleak days. Let me just be real. I just looked at the computer and it looked at me. I just kept going to my online account and it just kept coming back to me. And then sometimes it's just like, girl, just stop. But I got in the habit, I worked that muscle. On Mondays, I'm working on my money, I'm thinking about it. I started reading up on money stuff, financial stuff. Now my social media, my YouTube, they forwarded me stuff. I'm like, hold on, I ain't there yet. Daggone Bill Gates, give me a minute. But okay. But the transformation has been incredible. I have found that I can encourage myself. I set myself, I don't like saying that, I set myself on fire. We literally and figuratively. But I want to encourage you too. And so today's conference is such a great moment where it's a mark that we can put in time. We got a lineup, the lineup today is sensational, right? We got people that we want to glean from, but this is not just, we got cute, we got out the house finally, and we're here. We really want to take advantage of what this is. And so we want to say, this is what I want to get from today. I want to not just be inspired, because that can, wane by the time we get in the car. I want to know, I want to have something. I have a place that I want to go. We're starting that today. Because next year, when we have the next one, we'll be able to say, man, I've come a long way from just last year. I remember last year when I didn't have, or I remember last year when I was hoping to have. And so now, we have that, right? All right, so I'm going to tell you how much time I got. Because it was so amazing. Y'all, for real, I just need to let y'all know, this is really challenging because am I a comedian on Zoom? Y'all real people. It's been hard this last couple of years. Y'all got on masks, I gotta squint and look at y'all eyes like I think she laughing. I think, if some of y'all want to use your shoulders, that'd be helpful. Because the way this is participatory, the way the comedy works, I feed off you, you feed off me, so just give me a little more. And if you don't like it, that's not faith, okay? Just knowing that the next joke might be funnier too if your attitude is straight. Get your attitude together. So I'll share this with you and I'll get out of here. So the last year, when I was even preparing this message and thinking about, okay, well, what does it take to ignite your true purpose and your success? What does that really mean, Allison? Because I want to believe it first before I came out here and talk to y'all to death, right? And so I even thought about the piece where it said, the company that you keep. And I've been watching my daughter, so I have 3 children. I'm a 17-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a young one. That was the dumbest thing I could have done. I mean, my baby. Try to go out to the streets, y'all, because I got married real young, and the streets sit in the back. I was in the streets for 6 minutes, and they were like, no, girl, this ain't for you. Shout out to all of y'all single women. Golly, it's hard out here in the streets. Now, it ain't hard enough for me to go back. Come on, somebody, I'm going to figure it out. But it is hard. So my daughter, she is a junior. She's a cheerleader, right? She's a varsity cheerleader, okay? And she was so excited about going back to school. And those kids, they were taking their own whatever, they read their social media, and I'm like, look, y'all can't go up in there with those other children and not have a vaccine. And so my children like, well, we don't want that. And so my daughter said, I get it, because she wanted to, she a varsity cheerleader, She been cheering all last year on Zoom. I'm trying to tell y'all, you ever seen a cheer buffalo? They said, get fired. But even in that, on her, high school 16-year-old level, level, her and her friends, they didn't know any different, right? And the company that she kept were a bunch of excited Wi-Fi cheerleaders. And they kept themselves encouraged, and they kept themselves ignited. And I don't even know how, y'all, but they even had cheerleader beef. I'm like, how? Like, how do you know? Like, well, you Verizon, you Cox, I don't mess with Cox. Like, I don't get it, I don't understand. But even in that, I learned from her, and I saw and I was reminded, it is all about your network. It's all about who you're around. It's all about, before she didn't care about, okay, the circumstances are different. I thought I was going to be cheering on a field with other humans. She remembered where she came from. She remembered what JV was like, and she didn't want to do that no more, and she had a plan. She knows she wants to cheer in college. She knows she wants to cheer at a more, they got stomp and twist now. I mean, it's like, what's shake and stomp? They defined with the cheers now, You got the athletic or those stunt cheers, the ones that are there like on Disney, and those competition cheers, and then you got the the shake and stomp cheers. I was like, so what you got to do to get out the seat? Your mama did enough stuff. That's how you got here, because we was, okay, focus. So even in that, I got to see, okay, this is confirmation. This is confirmation. And so anyway, I'm really excited about you all and about myself. I'm sitting back here behind that little mannequin. I'm saying that twice, so y'all come over there and see me. But aside from that, I can't wait for what's going to happen today. Because I knew coming in here, this is not just about me telling some jokes. I mean, this is what I do for a living. But I want more than that, right? I want networks that are meaningful. I want professionals on the other end of my phone. Because some of my friends, I had to cut them out. Women of God, couldn't do it no more. So I got to go all my life. I can't keep pulling y'all, right? I can't keep being the one that I'm the only one reading a book around here. Everybody got to read. Books take a long time to read. If all of us would read one, we can all get smarter. I'm the only one getting smarter. So I want to encourage you, take advantage of this. Make sure that you don't leave here today the same way that you can. This is our moment. We have the opportunity to transform our lives. So I thank you for your time. Thank you for listening and laughing with me. Now I want to go ahead and bring our MC back up. And I'm comedian Allison Moore. Now look, don't go Googling me. And don't put the comedian in front of it. Okay? And don't go to Black Please and stop, all right? I mean, you do what you got to do, but put coffee behind it, okay? Thank you so very much. I'm comedian Allison Moore.